And welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. We are still in the international break, but we are starting now to think about the return of Barcelona. And when they do return, the big question that many of us Barcelona fans have had over the past few days, over the past few weeks, will Antoine Griezmann keep his place in the starting lineup, or will Ronald Koeman look to his squad, look to alternate options in those wider areas? We're going to be talking in today's video about whether Griezmann should keep that place and whether he will. It's all coming up. Let's get to it. Come on! Because like I say, I've received many questions from you guys surrounding Griezmann about his best place in the team, whether or not he should stay there, whether Koeman needs to make a change, and if he does make that change, who should step in and who should be given that opportunity to impress. And I think it's very much so a valid question, because we know here that in the month of October, when we get back into the football in just a few days' time, we've got massive games coming up. We've got the likes of Real Madrid, we've got Juventus, games there that could shape your entire season. We need to make sure that we have the best possible team out there on the field, the best blend of players that we can possibly imagine. And does that include Griezmann? That's the question. Because so far, under Ronald Koeman, in our 3 La Liga games so far, where of course we are unbeaten, 2 wins and 1 draw so far, Antoine Griezmann has started in all 3 of those games. But the one thing that you have to note there, from those 3 starts, no goal contributions right now for Antoine Griezmann, no goals and no assists so far. And we always know that Griezmann is going to work hard. We always know that Griezmann will try and get on the ball if possible. He's not always picked out. We know that he makes some great runs and he's not always found. There are things that certainly go against Griezmann, but the problem is right now, you look around the team, you look elsewhere in that attack, you've got Ansu Fati, who's scoring goals, who's looking really lively and energetic in that team. You look there at Felipe Coutinho, somebody who's come back now into the Barcelona setup, and he started really well, scoring and assisting, and then of course you've got Messi. So the problem is, Griezmann there, without contributing in any goals, any assists so far, he almost looks at the moment like that odd one out, and that is going to work against him. There's no doubt about that. And the other problem right now that Griezmann has at Barcelona this season, as opposed to say last season, and it's a problem for Griezmann, but actually a big positive for us as a whole, is the fact now we have competition. We have players there who are waiting in the wings, they're waiting for their opportunity, and we do have strength in depth there in those attacking areas. You've got Ousmane Dembélé, you've got Fransisco Trincão, you've got Pedri. All 3 of those players there are going to be working very hard in training. They're coming off the bench, they're trying to give their best, their maximum, to show that they deserve that place. Will they get, though, that starting role after this international break? I do believe it's a possibility. Because when it comes to what exactly is going wrong for Griezmann right now, it's sort of something that we've seen right throughout his time at Barcelona, whereby it's still the problem of where exactly do you play him? Where is he best suited on the field? Along with Messi, they want to try and play in the same area. We know that can't happen. Where exactly does he fit in? And the first thing that I want to say there regarding that positioning is actually something from his national team coach, Didier Deschamps, who's not exactly been shy in the past about his thoughts on Barcelona's use of Griezmann. He's criticised the club and coaches in the past for the way they've used Griezmann, and he's come out again almost here, very close to criticising Ronald Koeman. Because as the international break started, Deschamps said, I'm sure that Griezmann is not happy with his situation. He said, but if I go more into this, Koeman will not be happy with my statements. I don't interfere with what happens at clubs, whether it be at Barcelona or anybody else. He said, but right now, what I can say is that Antoine is playing on the right, and that goes against what Koeman said and told him that he didn't understand why Griezmann before had been playing out of position. He said, for me, he's still more effective when he's at the heart of the game, when he's able to touch the ball a lot. In that position, he has the possibility to come back and help midfield too. He said he doesn't have the ability to take the ball and beat opponents on the wing like others do. He needs to touch the ball a lot, and he's smart in his movement. So Didier Deschamps there openly coming out and saying, look, Koeman said when he came in that he was going to change the positioning of Antoine Griezmann, that he was going to change there what he felt had been done wrong in the past, and here he is, out on the right-hand side. Griezmann, quite clearly, he's more suited through the middle, we all know about that, but it's whether he and Messi there can both be the heart of the team. It's whether he and Messi there can both operate in that same sort of role, and that's a problem that we've had right throughout his Barca career so far, because in those opening 3 games of the season. I think Koeman so far has kept the faith in Griezmann. He has played him there out on the right-hand side, but he has started him in each of those games, like I say, and I think it would have been easy against Sevilla, against Celta. He could have easily brought in another player, Trincao, Dembele, but he didn't. He did keep the faith. He's given Griezmann every chance there to give him something. Having said that, though, I do feel as though Griezmann's time in this starting lineup, if he doesn't start providing something very soon, it could be over for the time being. Because in those 3 games, although he has kept the faith, although Koeman there has started Griezmann, he hasn't been shy about taking him off. Because you look at the first game there against Villarreal, he only played 77 minutes of that game before he was taken off. Against Celta, of course, we got the red card. It was unfortunate for him, but Griezmann was the man there that was hooked after half-time. He only played 45 minutes in that game, and it's exactly the same there against Sevilla. I think that's very, very damning there. We were in search of a goal. We needed something in that attacking area, yet after just 1 hour of play, Griezmann taken off. And that's why I feel as though, after this international break, we do have to look to alternatives, because I do believe we will see them. And of course, when you are looking for alternatives, especially there when you're looking for somebody out on that right-hand side, the first player that you are going to look at straight away, it is Ousmane Dembélé. Now, he's not featured hardly at all so far in La Liga this season. We all know about the transfer rumours that surrounded him right up until deadline day. But I just feel as though now, he's still at the club, he's still here, we need to use him. And right now, with all of that behind him, it's a great chance for him. And I've loved the fact that over the past few days, he's been in training, even though he could have easily had the day off. They don't need to be in until next week, but he's been there training hard, proving that he wants this. He really, really wants this under Ronald Koeman. He's fit, he's ready to go, and Ousmane Dembélé as a natural option on that right side, it fits. It looks good, and we really do want to see it. But like I said before, Dembele is certainly not the only option either. Fransisco Trincão has been coming off the bench. He's been given a lot of effort in his performances. I think he was very, very close to making a big, big statement against Sevilla. Coming off the bench there, that was his best cameo, I feel. Getting into some good positions. He was so, so close to scoring. Denied by the goalkeeper. And you just wonder, if that goes in, Trincão, he's banging on the door for a start. He really, really is. And of course, he's a young player. Of course, he still needs time. He's got plenty of time here to earn that starting role, but of course he's going to be pushing. Away at Getafe on next game, Pedri is another player, again, that's banging on that door. Koeman has repeatedly said how happy he is with how Pedri is playing, even at 17 years old, and I just think right now, there's good competition, and that, for Barcelona, as a club, as a team, who want to fight for all the titles, that's what you want. You shouldn't have somebody there starting week in, week out, regardless of how they play. If Griezmann, or any other player, doesn't play well enough for an extended amount of time, you push them, you replace them, you make them work harder by giving others that opportunity. And I think right now, Barcelona are in a healthy place. We've got good options to choose from. And I'm really excited to see, in these first games here, after this break is over, who does Koeman go with? Does he stick with Griezmann? Or does he make that change? And of course, guys, I am really, really interested to know how you feel on this particular subject. Would you keep the faith there with Antoine Griezmann? Do you believe that he will come good and he'll sort of grow into that right-wing position a little bit more as time goes on? Or do you feel as though, yeah, now is the time for a change? And if it is, who would you bring in to that starting lineup? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. There's plenty more coming up in the coming days. I'm really excited for Barcelona to return. There's massive games coming up, and we've got to be ready. I will see you then, guys. Thanks indeed for watching. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.